Hello and welcome to your Urban Connection. Remember, folks, this show is designed to inform and educate you. And this show that I'm going to do for you today is to correct some misinformation that is being shared around the internet. And this misinformation is in relation to two bodies that were found hanging from trees in Mississippi in the last few days. Now, the reason I'm here and what I want to clear up is this information is being shared around the internet as having been two black males found hanging from trees in different parts of Mississippi. That is inaccurate information. Now, I'm going to show you here the two people that were found hanging from trees, one in Cleveland, Mississippi, and the other was in Vicksburg, Mississippi. One was black and one was white. And I'm going to show you here so that we will stop the misinformation, folks, and the rumors that are being spread on the internet. First, we have this gentleman right here whose name is DeMar Travion Reed. He is a student or was a student at Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi. And of course, as you can clearly see, he is a young, I believe, 22-year-old black male. The other individual is a 35-year-old homeless man who was found hanging from a different tree in a different city. This guy right here. And his name is Corey Kadaris. I believe that's the way he pronounces it. He was found hanging from a tree in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So there you have it. Now, to be sure, I don't know how this rumor got started. I don't know how this fake picture got started, but there is another picture that is being shown throughout the internet showing two black males. One of them carries the name, or in these photos, he's identified as being Corey Kadaris. That is totally untrue, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how many times you see it, no matter who posted, that is not this gentleman here whose name is Corey Kadaris. This man is white. In the other pictures that's been shown, the Corey Kadaris that's shown there is a young teenage, at least he appears to be, black male. That is an inaccurate photo. That is, I don't know how it got started, but that is not the real story and not the real deal. So I want to square this up. So now I want to go back to the first victim here, who was, as I said, DeMar uh, DeMar Travion. It's all one word. DeMar Travion Reed. And I want to show him, and we'll talk about what happened here, or what we know at this point. All right, here's the gentleman here. Now, this is Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed is, or was, I believe, a freshman at Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi. Now, the sheriff and the authorities, I'll say, have said that they have found no reason to suggest there was foul play involved. Now, let me just give you a little story here. You see, it doesn't matter if there was one or two black men, or one or two men that were hung or found hanging in Mississippi. And here's the reason why. Mississippi has a long history and a very disturbing past and pattern of lynching black men, young as well as old. So when the black people, the black communities across this country, and white communities also, when they hear of a hanging in Mississippi, they automatically assume that it's another black man. All right? It's a very rare thing to hear of a white man found hanging in a tree in Mississippi. Okay? It's almost unbelievable. It's almost unheard of. So, therefore, the rumors start to fly, opinions start to form, and they all basically come to the same conclusion that this had to be another hanging of a black man in Mississippi. Well, in this particular case, it's true. In the other case, as you can see, it's not true. Yes, there was a hanging, but it was not of a black man. It was a white man, as I showed you. Now let's talk about this. The authorities say that they found no reason to believe there was foul play. In other words, from their standpoint, it was a suicide. That is old news. We've heard that many times before. Okay? In Mississippi, they have a history, they have a pattern of covering up, of lying, of outright lynching. And in the old days, they used to gather a crowd around to witness the lynching of black men. Okay? So that's the history that they have. That's a pattern that they've had, and some will say they still have. So it's with good reason that black people would automatically assume that there was indeed some foul play. His relatives have said that when Mr. Reed went to enroll in classes at Delta State, he was in a cheerful mood. He was looking forward to going there, not showing any signs of depression, distress, dissatisfaction, illness, none of that. None of that. So they've hired attorney Ben Crump to do an investigation and do their own autopsy on the body of DeMar Trevion's body to find out. There have been rumors, and I'm going to use that word because there's not been any concrete evidence, but there have been rumors that this man was found with several broken bones in his body. Now, as I said, I don't have any evidence of that. They don't either, but that was a rumor that has been spread about this man's condition. Yet the authorities say they have shown no reason to believe that foul play was involved. Now, we'll have to wait and see. But I can tell you right now, throughout the black community, no matter what the verdict is, a lot of people already have their minds made up. The conclusion that they have is based on past experiences and based on Mississippi's history and Mississippi's pattern of eliminating young black males through lynching. So we'll see what evidence, or if the rumor of broken bones being found in his body, if that is factual or just another rumor. I don't know, but we'll have to see. And this happened earlier this week. The sheriff of, and I believe the president of the university, who is white, and let me tell you, by the way, Cleveland, Mississippi has a population of 43% black residents. Now, I have seen pictures, and there are several members of law enforcement that are black. How many of them, if any, will be involved in this investigation? I don't know. But I would think out of 43% of the population, they would have somebody that looks like us that would be involved in this. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. And I'm sure that Mr. Crump will insist upon that. Okay, so there we are. Clear that up. I just want you to know that no matter whose picture you see up here, if the pictures are not of this man and this other man that I'm going to show you, whose name I just told you is Corey Kadaris, if there's anybody other than these two men, it's not the right picture, folks. Here he is right here. Now, this man, this picture that you're looking at was just released within the last 6 to 12 hours. So the pictures you've seen before then were misleading, phony, and fake. The picture that is widely shown here shows a young teenage black male. I'm gonna say teenage because he couldn't be over 20, 21. But I'm thinking he looks more like 18 and 19. That is not this man. Okay? That is showing you two black males. And the facts are that these two aliens involved one black male and one white male. And this is the white male. Now, this white male was identified as 35-year-old homeless man in the city of Vicksburg, Mississippi. Okay? Now, we don't know the story here. We don't know if there was any foul play or none of that. As you can see, this picture, this photo, was released in the last 6 to 12 hours by the Vicksburg Police Department. Prior to that, the chief of police in Vicksburg made it clear that they had not released any photo of this man. So whoever concocted the other pictures that you're seeing on this internet were not factual, were not truthful, and were designed to be misleading. All right? So I just want to straighten you out. I want to clear this up. I want to eliminate rumors. But see, this is what you get on the internet, folks. So you cannot believe everything that you see on this internet. All right? And that's all I wanted to show you all, that this is the man that was found hanging from a tree in Vicksburg. The other gentleman I showed you was a student at Delta State University, was found hanging from a tree on the campus of Delta State University. All right? So they have said on the case of Mr. Reed, they expect to have conclusive information by the end of this week. All right? And once that conclusive information comes out, it should put to bed either the rumor or confirm the rumor that Mr. Reed was found with broken bones in his body. And he didn't fall, okay? And if he did fall, how in the hell did he get up into a tree and hang himself? How did he do that? Okay? So we'll either confirm that he did have broken bones and there was foul play involved, or we'll find there were no broken bones, and we'll see if there was any foul play involved. Either way, we should have clarification on at least that person's body by the end of the week. As far as this homeless man, I don't know. There's no indication that I'm aware of as to what the status was regarding his situation, his hanging, right? But there you have it. It was not two black males. It was one black male, 22-year-old student at Delta State University, and the 35-year-old male here who was a homeless man in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Both found hanging from trees on and less than 24 hours apart. That's what makes it, first of all, that's what makes it even more suspicious. Okay? And it raises the idea of, was there something or maybe some connection to these two hangings? Now, I'm not speculating that. I'm just asking the question. I don't want to start anything, so I don't want you all rushing out and say that I said there was something, because I'm not saying that. I said it raises the speculation because it occurred, these two hangings occurred so close to each other, not in location, but in time, less than 24 hours apart. Now, that part is unusual to find two hangings in the same state within 24 hours, ladies and gentlemen. And even if that state is Mississippi, because the thing that makes this thing so unbelievable is the fact that here we have a hanging, and I'm not going to use the word lynching right just yet, but a hanging that appears to be or could be a lynching of a white male in the state of Mississippi. All right? That's almost unheard of. Okay? So, anyhow, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And I just wanted to put to bed the rumors that are floating around about two black men being found hanging in trees in separate locations in Mississippi. That is not true. Fortunately, that is not true. Okay? So, there again, don't believe everything you see on the internet, because the internet is a place where everybody's rushing to be the first to report something, and they report on rumors. I don't do rumors. I've told you before. I don't do rumors and I don't do innuendos. I investigate. I research. And when I bring it to you here, ladies and gentlemen, you can count on me. Okay? Because I don't sugarcoat. All right? For anybody, any color, any gender, any religion, any age, I tell you and give you the real 411 each and every time. Thanks for watching. I hope you've learned something today. I've tried to inform you. And remember, this is a channel that is often imitated, but is never duplicated. See you next time.